Hello everyone, and welcome to Island Technologies presentation on Draytek's Auto Configuration Server System Integrator, also known as ACSSI. My name is Anthony Heng, and I am the Business Development Manager at Island Technology, together with Roy Panetta, who is the Technical Manager at Island Technology. We will give you an overview of the ACSSI, covering its key features and how you and your customers can benefit by using this centralized management system. I will now pass to Roy to tell you more about ACSSI. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Roy Panetta, and I'll start with the agenda for today, and we'll look at about 8 topics, and these are what is ACSSI, how does ACSSI work, and look at system requirements for both the server and the client PCs. And then we look at CPE configuration and the Vigor ACS SI features. And then we'll look at a demonstration of one of these features. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the Android app that's also available. And then finally, we'll look at how ACS SI can benefit you and your customers. So we'll just start by looking at what is ACS SI. So Vigor ACS SI is a TR069 based centralized management system for Draytek Vigor routers or devices. It's got a user-friendly interface and allows system integrators or network administrators to configure, monitor, and manage Draytek devices remotely from the comfort of their offices or homes. So also ACSSI is a software package, and you can see in the picture what the package looks like. And it's available from Draytek, and license keys are available from 50 to 5,000 nodes. And just as mentioned earlier, ACSSI is a centralized management tool for Draytek devices. And you can see listed here, it has a large number of features that are shown here, and these include scheduled firmware upgrades, the ability to backup and restore configuration files, easily create VPN tunnels, copy parameters, send email notification when devices are disconnected. It's also got extensive reporting, which includes system logs, statistics, and so on. And also there's remote auto provisioning and status monitoring, dynamic and scheduled service provisioning, and also real-time alarm management, topology management, show device information, etc. And also you've got security and user group management. But I'll go into more detail later during the presentation on some of these features. And as you can see on this page here, the most Draytek routers are supported, as well as the Vigor access point devices. So we've got all the model numbers listed on this page. Okay, now just quickly describe how ACS SI works. So ACS SI utilizes TR069 standard for communication between ACS SI server and the CPE devices. And you can see it's shown in this diagram. As you can see here, there are any number of Draytek devices on the internet that can be managed by the ACS server. And there's also an Android ACS app available for remote access to the ACS server. And we'll talk more about this later. Put in the diagram, you see you need the ACS server and you've got the devices on the internet. So, but as mentioned earlier, communication with the CP devices uses TR069. So TR069 defines a protocol for the secure auto configuration of a TR069 compliant device and incorporates other management functions into a common framework. So TR069 is an application layer protocol for remote management of end-user devices. It's also a bidirectional SOAP/HTTP based protocol. And also TR069 was developed for auto configuration of modems, routers, gateways, access points, and so on by using the auto configuration server. So I'll just quickly go through some of the system requirements for an ACS SI installation. For the ACS SI server, the minimum hardware requirements are it's got to be a minimum Intel Pentium 4 CPU with 1 GHz CPU and above, and at least 2 gigabytes of DRAM and above, and at least 80 gigabytes of hard disk space. And this table just shows the recommended base hardware for the number of CPU nodes that can be managed. And you can see it ranges from 500, starts from about 50, goes up to any number. But you can see for over 5,000 nodes, you will need more memory, as well as they recommend to use a Linux operating system, because I think there's limitations in Windows when you get that many number of devices. And for the client PC, that'll be used to access the server. The minimum requirements are it needs Adobe Flash Player version 9 and Internet Explorer or Firefox or Safari or Opera, just any web browser will be okay. And ACS SI can be installed on the operating system shown here, and the operating systems can be Windows 2003 up to Windows 8, and also there's a number of Linux operating systems that are also supported, and they're shown listed here. If the number of nodes is to be managed exceeds 5,000, as mentioned earlier, it's recommended to install ACS SI on a Linux server. So I'll just quickly go through the configuration of the CPE devices to allow them to communicate with the ACS SI. So the first step is to enter the URL, which is shown in red there on the screen. So it's highlighted here, and then just we're using the Vigor 2925 router here. And this setting is in the system maintenance TR069 configuration menu. So you can see you just got to put the address of the ACS server in this URL place. And then next you need to enter the username and password to access the ACS SI server. So these details are configured in the ACS SI server in the admin section, which is shown in the bottom corner. And so we have the username ACS and a password. But in the live installation, it's recommended to change the default username and password, for security reasons. So you enter those on the router as well. And you also notice that for the CPE client settings, we're using port 8069, which is about 2/3 of the way down the page. Okay, the TR069 port is set in the system maintenance management configuration menu, as you can see here on the 2925 router. You'll notice that port 8069 is the default value, but you can change this, but it must match this setting in the ACS SI server. So I'll just quickly go through some of the features of Vigor ACS SI. And here you can see the web interface for the Vigor ACS SI. And you'll notice that there are many options available here, but I'll try to cover most of these today, just very quickly. So at the bottom of the web interface, you'll notice that there are a number of icons that are highlighted in blue. And these are shortcuts to the main functions within ACS SI. So each of these icons perform a certain function. And as you can see here, we have device management, alarm, log provisioning, admin, user, and help icons. So I'll just quickly go through some of these functions in the next few minutes. So first we'll look at the device view, and this lets you manage and view your CPE devices. So one of these features here is the network map. So when you click there, you end up getting a Google map displayed showing the location of your CPE devices, and also view details. So if you just put your mouse over the device, it'll come up with the details of the device, of the router, so the IP address and some of the information like the model type and things like that. And another useful function is the VPN wizard that's just shown here. Here you can easily create VPN tunnels between two sites just by dragging and dropping the device icons and selecting the type of VPN tunnel required. So the VPN tunnel is created in the background, and the user does not have to worry about any configuration parameters required. So this is a handy tool, and as I'll show you later, it will save you an enormous amount of time if you have to configure a large number of VPN tunnels. Especially on a very large network, you find it can save a lot of time. So when you select a CPE device, you can see that many options are available for it. So as you see in that pull-down menu, and here we have selected the System tab for one device. And as you can see from the list, you can look at the status, system logs, you can change the passwords, upgrade firmware, and so on. So we just shown in blue, we've got the copy parameters option selected. And another wizard option is to carry out firmware upgrades on your CPE devices. So here you can select the devices you wish to upgrade, as well as the firmware file to install, and then click apply to install it. And also this task can be scheduled to be carried out after hours or at a more convenient time. So you don't need to be at your console to start the upgrades. So you can see here in the picture we've got the selection, also we've got the scheduled time selected. So what it means, you select all your devices and your firmware file, select the time, and then just click apply, and then it can be left to be done overnight, but you don't have to be there watching the screen for it to be done. And another wizard that is available is actually the configuration backup and restore wizard. And here you can schedule regular backups of the router configurations as shown here. So here in the screenshot, we've got a couple of routers selected, and also the start time for the backup to be done each day. And similarly, you can also restore previous configurations to the selected devices, and that can be done manually or also according to a schedule if you wish it to be done at a particular time period. And Vigor ACS SI also has extensive reporting available, and the reports cover, I don't know if you can see there, but it covers device summary, status of individual CPEs, LAN WAN statistics, graphical reports, firmware reports, and CPE IP overview. So here we have the status overview report selected. So I'll just go to the next slide, and this is another view. It's called the inventory view, and this provides a list of all these CPEs being monitored. It also is able to automatically categorize CPEs based on the router series. So it just makes it a bit easier to look down the list. And also Vigor ACS SI records alarms in real time and can send out the alerts for certain fault conditions. As you can see in this screenshot, the alarm message includes the time, device name, its MAC address, and the alarm level and the alarm type. So here we have the settings required to send an email if an alarm when it occurs. So you just enter the enable the mail server, specify the mail server address and the account and the email address to send to, and you specify the types of alarms to send to you. It's going to be critical, major, minor, and so on. So here, down the bottom left-hand or right-hand corner, we have the type of message that you get when you in the email. It'll just show the severity of the alarm, the alarm type, and the device. So and also the URL details for it, so you know which device has gone down or whatever's happened to it. Okay, and another view is the is the log view, and this displays two types of logs. So these are these are device action and system logs. The device action logs records network activity of the data CPE, such as downloads, reboots rather, and its parameters and object added or deleted. So just any changes done to the system, to the network. And the other one's called the system page. It displays changes made to the CPEs by the ACS SI. That includes network names, CPE names, CPE locations, and so on. And then auto provisioning is another feature. It lets you actually the network administrators to schedule provisioning of new devices, as well as scheduling firmware upgrades. And this will reduce the cost of on-site support. And in the admin option shown here, you can also configure device parameters as shown here. So it's probably a bit hard to see, but there's a few things you can configure. And then finally, we have the user panel. And this is where you can set up the users who will be using the system. So you can set up operator level, admin level. So it depends on the privileges you want to give to the user. You can set them up in here, give them a username and password with the required privileges. So what I'll do now, we just show a short video clip to show one of the features of ACS SI. And in this video, we'll show you how easy it is to create a VPN tunnel. And so I'll just switch across to our video. So just give me a second to do that.
Good morning, everyone. Let me show you a quick demo how you can build VPN connections using Vigor ACS SI in no time with highest accuracy. Log into the console with the authentication credential. Here we are going to use the default. Okay, here is the interface of Vigor ACS SI. So once you log in, I have already configured two devices for this particular demo. You will be able to see them here. Go to the VPN section, click on VPN wizard, and click on Add Device for VPN connection and topology arrangement. Once you click on it, drag the other device to the black area. Now you can see both 3900 and Vigor 2830 VN both are in the black area and they are ready to get the connection. Now Vigor ACS SI allows you the PPTP and IPsec connections to be performed on these two devices. So let's just click on IPsec VPN. So once you click on IPsec button here, you just need to drag this device on top of this device. So it will ask you for the confirmation that link VPN from this address to this address. You will just say yes onto that, and it will start doing the processing of VPN connection. This process hardly takes 30 seconds to build the VPN profile on both the devices at the same time. Now you can see here retrieving VPN status in 11 seconds. Let's just wait for 6 more seconds, and then you will see the arrow pointing out from here to here with the blue color, which is IPsec tunnel, and it's been created here. Now if you would like to see the IPsec profile in the router itself, we can also do that. So just need to go here and go to the summary. Just go to the VPN LAN to LAN, and you can see here that the profile has been already set up and it is online. If you go to the connection management on this particular router, you will see that IPsec tunnel has been up and running. So this is the power of Vigor ACS SI, and you can straight away have a look at the VPN status on this device. The IPsec tunnel has been up.
Okay, so we'll go back to the presentation. Just try to go back to the PowerPoint presentation. So let's go back here. Okay, I hope you most of you be able to see the video okay. I'll just continue on, and we'll just look at the next topic in our agenda was to look at the ACS SI Android app that's been developed by Draytek. And this app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and can be installed on any Android smartphone or Android tablet. It'll let you to monitor your network from any location. Your smartphone or tablet will connect to the ACS SI server, and you will be able to carry out many functions remotely. So here you can see what you can do within the app, and you get similar icons what you got on the within ACS SI. You can check for alarms, alarm history. You got device view, look at logs, and so on. And and this just shows you the you have to log into the login interface where you have to log into the ACS server. So you put in the username, password, and the URL to connect to your ACS server. Then after you log in, you can have a look at the alarm log, and also look at the alarm log history that's just shown here. And then another view is the device view, and also we have the reboot log view, and also you got the you can look at the set parameter logs. So just very quickly, you can download that from the Google Play Store if you want to play with that. And now I'll just go through some of the benefits of using ACS SI, especially if you have a very large network to manage. So as I mentioned earlier, some of the features of TR069, and here we have a summary of some of the benefits of using TR069. And these are that it provides CPE WAN management protocol, device configuration, and service providers can offer dynamic services such as home networking, etc., that are centrally managed by ACS. And also support calls will be reduced since customer devices will be monitored. Any issues can be resolved quickly before they become a major problem. I'll just go over a couple of examples to show you how you can achieve cost savings by reducing the time required to perform tasks that would normally take a very long time on a large network with many CP devices. So we will look at a network that has 500 CP devices and all require VPN tunnels to be established, as well as the firmware to be upgraded. So first we'll look at the amount of time it takes to create 500 VPN tunnels. If we were to create each VPN tunnel manually, you'll need to log into each router and create the required configuration and test that it's working okay. So if we allow 10 minutes for each VPN tunnel, then to create 500 VPN tunnels will take us roughly about 83 hours and 20 minutes. But as you saw in the video that we just presented, that creating VPN tunnel is much faster and will take between, say, 10 seconds to 1 minute. So if we allow, say, 1 minute for each VPN to be created, it'll take about, say, 8 hours and 20 minutes to create 500 VPN tunnels. So this will give you a time saving of about 75 hours, which will reflect on, on costs as well. So another example we'll look at is the amount of time it takes to upgrade the firmware for 500 routers. So if we were to log in remotely into each router to upgrade the firmware manually, it'll take around about 5 minutes per router. So to upgrade 500 routers, it'll take about 41 hours and 40 minutes, which is quite a long time. But if you do it within, using ACS SI, it'll take around about 15 seconds per router to do the same task. So to upgrade 500 routers, it'll just take around about 4 hours to do that. So, which will mean a time saving of about 37 hours, which will result in, cost savings, for the company. It's also worth mentioning that the firmware upgrades can be scheduled to run automatically without user intervention. So in this case, you just create the schedule with the required devices selected, and then with the correct firmware selected as well, and then let it run overnight. So you'll be able to save even more time. So as you can see, if you had to say create 500 VPN tunnels and carry out 500 firmware upgrades, we will save around about 112 hours compared to what we would do if we had to do it manually. And so more information on ACS SI is available from our support website at www.draytek.com and www.draytek.com.au. And you can also, for product information, you can send an email to sales@draytek.com.au.